Hi, so this is Artist Way Week 3, Recovering Sense of Power. I'm not gonna lie, I have been through the trenches this week. I'm sick right now, and I don't know, my Evil Eye bracelet broke, which that is not a good sign because I've had it for 3 years, and I'm just feeling just ridiculous and pointless, and I'm in one of those spirals lately. But week 3 really spoke to my soul because it talked a lot about artist shame, which is something that I really feel like I have. Because I feel like oftentimes, like when you create bad art or art that isn't up to standard, you're shamed or yelled at or made feel like you did something actually bad. And because of that, sometimes I feel, well, not, how do I even phrase this? I feel like a perfectionist, like an extreme perfectionist, where I am like just hyper aware of like everything I'm doing and trying to make it like perfect. And then I also feel like shame in sharing my art, or like I don't know, if I like notice like a flaw, like I'll freak out. Like, and this chapter spoke a lot about that, and like it's been helping me dismantle that thing. I just opened a page and it said, "You are a good artist, a brave artist. You are doing well. It's good that you did the work." And that is something that I'm trying to incorporate excuse me, in my life. I am sick and this is not good. The next thing, it talks about dealing with criticism, and like how a lot of times insecure people or like blocked artists will dish out so much criticism for the sake of like feeling better like about themselves. And I feel like the chapter talks a lot about how to handle criticism and what criticism to accept. I'm somebody who people like feel like they want to parent or like tell how to do things, and I am starting to come to a place where I'm realizing that I am more capable than I let myself on to be, you know? And anyway, let's talk about more like unpacking before we get into like what I've been writing in my journal. But so this week, I was in quarterfinals for Fast Track Fellowship from International Screenwriting Association, and I found out that I didn't advance to semifinals, which is fine. I'm like so honored to have made quarterfinals. It's my first screenplay ever. But I was like looking at all the names that they like had advanced to the next round, and I was seeing these are like real people in the industry. Like these are people who have like done shit and are established and older and have written for things before. And it made me feel two things. It made me feel, one, I'm like super honored to be amongst all these really esteemed people as like a total nobody. But then also two, it made this feel super impossible, and like there's so many hurdles to jump through. So the screenplay I wrote it for myself because I'm an actor before I'm a screenwriter, and the role I wrote, I put my soul into a role. Like I wrote it with the dream of playing the role. And I was doing some reading online of people and their excuse me, their experiences, and it is very hard and very unlikely to star in your own screenplay, which is, I mean, duh, like obviously, but that is freaking me out because I really want to be, when this project happens, I want to be a part of it. And I read somebody who was in a similar position. He wrote a screenplay with a role like featuring himself, and they were gonna buy it and he wanted to be in it, and they told his manager, which I don't even have a manager or agent, they told his manager he could either star in it in his head or watch it happen in person. And then I read another comment saying that like if you're a nobody, you're a literal nobody. Like they're the B-list, C-list, even D-list actors, the people on reality television show, the TikTok influencers, they have more of like a following and a chance and more pull than someone like me would. And that scares me a little bit because I'm like, let's say my screenplay does get picked up it would feel like almost selling my soul away to give that piece of my heart away to a more established actor to play the role that like I wrote for myself. And anyway, that has been like on my head all week, and I've decided that I'm not gonna budge. If anything were to happen and anyone were to like want my screenplay, I need to stay firm. I need to stay firm in the fact that I want to be in this project. It's just what my heart wants. Okay. Let's get into some of these prompts. Oh, another thing, by the way, I'm trying to reframe me not doing anything. Like, I feel like, I haven't been getting seen at auditions. I've been struggling, as an actor. It's just not going well. Like, my acting career is fucking shit right now. But I'm trying to reframe it when I, am in situations where I have to mingle with people and everyone's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Instead of being like, oh, nothing, I'm saying, oh, I went on a creative sabbatical for my screenplay to really focus on that project, and now I'm getting back into the audition scene again. That sounds so much better than the other option. God, I am filling up these damn pages. So it had me do a bunch of detective work. So I'm gonna tell you my favorite things. So my favorite childhood toy was my Nintendo DS, and my favorite childhood game was Super Mario Galaxy. The best movie I saw as a kid was Spiderwick Chronicles. It said, I don't do it much, but I enjoy kissing and cuddling. It's been a minute. If I could lighten up a little, I'd let myself not care about how I'm perceived. If it weren't too late, I'd go to a performing arts high school and study acting in college. I wish I got my degree in acting and screenwriting, because that's what I do. Granted, I'm so grateful to have studied musical theater, and I had a really nice experience, but I wish what I'm doing now, I had more actual experience. Also, total side note, I was feeling really excited about the Nichols Fellowship, and they closed it off to open submissions. If you want to submit, you have to do it through Blacklist, and now they're just going through partnering schools to submit directly, which that just really upset me. Let's see. The amount of money I spent on entertainment, $40 to $80, but because of these artist dates, I'm gonna be doing more spending. By the way, my artist date was incredible. I went to see a play called Conversations with Mother, and it spoke to my soul. I emailed the playwright because I was so amazed and moved, and I was literally a weeping mess, and I called my mom on the way to the subway, and it was literally sobbing my eyes out. That was an awesome artist date. I've been getting very lucky with these artist dates. But yeah, I wish I went to a performing arts high school, because I feel like so many people have just such advantages. Anyway, my favorite musical instrument is the violin. If I weren't so stingy with my artist, I'd buy him a website designer and a professional photographer to take lifestyle pictures of me, but I'm broke. Taking time out for myself is exercising, so running, roller skating, and bouldering. I'm afraid if I start dreaming, I will be disappointed. I can't read that one. If I had a perfect childhood, I've grown up to be satisfied and secure in myself. I wish anyway. If it didn't sound crazy, I'd write a fantasy screenplay. That's maybe one day. That is a big thing to tackle. My parents think artists are impressive. I have great parents. It wasn't always that way with my dad, but he's totally come around and has been very supportive. Oh, squirrel. My God thinks artists are divine. What makes recovery feel weird is how disconnected I've been from my inner artist. I'm starting to feel like an artist again, which I'm loving. Learning to trust myself is finding enjoyment in my self-tapes without micromanaging. I took a voice lesson this past week for the first time in over a year, and she was amazing. She got me back in shape, and I feel awesome. But one thing she said while I was warming up and singing, she's you can have fun with it. You can have fun with it. And I realized sometimes am miserable when I'm like singing. Like, and singing should be like a fun thing, but like in my head, I'm so focused on try not to be bad, try not to this and that, and I just need to fucking relax. Like, I need to relax. That's what my roommate says. She's always like, relax. I need to relax. Yes. Next, it had me draw my childhood room. It was started off as a light blue, and then when I was like 12, I went to Odyssey of the Mind World Finals, and when I came back, my parents redid it and made it like green and bright blue with like a chalkboard thing, and I liked my room. I felt very, very creative in that room, but I love my room now. Like, this room is like my dream room. Also, I'm doing laundry right now, like it's drying. 5 traits I liked about myself as a child. 1, I was fascinated about the world. My catchphrase was always, what would you do if, well, so I just had so many questions. I love that. I was very creative, and I looked forward to and found joy in creating. I was unafraid to be cringe and not concerned about trendiness. I was the annoying kid in school, and honestly, like, I didn't care, which I like about myself from back then. I was a big dreamer. I wrote a Pokemon live action in 5th grade, and I hounded like one of our family friends' oldest son, who was like in college, to like film it for me. And I cringed about that like after it happened, but looking back, I was like, what an awesome, cool kid to have like wrote that and planned that. That's so cool. I also wrote like a whole sci-fi TV series in high school, which I never did anything with. It's just sitting on my computer at home. I had no real emotional concept of bad. I just enjoyed being creative and bringing fun and cringy ideas to life. I even started a shitty YouTube channel. Whoa! Oh my God. I just saw the most vibrant, bright blue jay like I've probably ever seen in my life. Like, it was like an aqua blue jay. Okay, anyway. 5 childhood accomplishments. Odyssey of the Mind World Finals, we got first place in our long-term solution. I was the president of the National Technical Honor Society, which was like the Honor Society for TV production, which I totally could have continued doing TV production in college. I don't know why I like gave that up. 3, reflections. I won first place in music competition and in writing, which those are 2 things I gave up until like now I'm becoming a writer again. I won the senior scholarship for Florida State Thespians for my district. And then I won Best Actor twice at a theater called the Wayne Dench, which was the community theater, and I won it for being Snoopy and the Mad Hatter. Snoopy and Charlie Brown and Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. And I was so proud of myself. I felt so like hopeful and awesome playing those roles in community theater, and it's been a while since I felt that way. Peaked. Did I peak in high school? Favorite childhood foods. Macaroni with tuna or cut up hot dogs. I don't know. I like that. English muffin with butter and cheese. Soft serve ice cream. Boston Market, which I'm going to be making a trip with my roommate to Boston Market next weekend. And Tijuana Flats was always a treat. Okay, they had me write 3 of my rotten habits. Social media anxiety, so checking who unfollowed me, seeing who viewed my story, and who liked someone else's post, whatever. I like blocked my social media, so I'm starting to break the habit. Eating when bored for stimulation, running around seeing people I don't want to see, spiraling about my career every week, which lucky you guys, you're in the middle of one of my spirals. Stressing over things that haven't and probably won't happen. Underselling myself and feeling guilty when I do sell myself. I need to get better at networking. Talking shit to connect with others. I'm just trying not to do that. And then putting others on pedestals. I really do that. This video is long, so I'm just gonna end it by telling you friends who nurture me. So my best friend Pooja, she just truly understands me and wants the best for me. My roommate Ada, who she sees the goodness in everybody around her, and she is such a bright light. You know, she sheds her light on everyone. One of my best friends, Ava, who's overseas right now, but she just has this undoubted belief in me, which I appreciate. My friend back home, Sophia, who is just so sweet, and she just blindly believes in my potential, which I love. And then my good friend JT, who always is very genuine and supportive towards me and all his friends. He's a very kind-hearted guy. Anyway, I'm gonna maybe go on a walk, which will hopefully make my illness feel better. But I wanted to get this recorded before I went out and about. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, bye-bye.